your host, The Film Doctor. We are here reviewing some of the best films ever. Without further ado, let's jump right into our movie review. The menu. What is on the menu? That is a good question. I would have to say that the menu was something I went in not knowing much about. I knew it had something to do with a chef cooking something. I knew that it was kind of like a horror film. To give you a brief synopsis about it, there's a chef who's a well-known chef around the world. He has his own little restaurant on a island, and a lot of civilians go and pay to go and see this spectacle, this show, and taste his menu and everything. However, the chef has been disrespected in his time of running this operation and cheated, and the people that came to this island this particular time are the individuals that did that to him. So he had a menu waiting for that ass, if you don't mind me saying. This movie, I can honestly say that I didn't see what was coming inside of this movie. It was unbeknown. It was a straight sucker shot. Is that a real word? Is sucker shot? Sucker punch? We're gonna go sucker punch. It was a straight sucker punch right to the face. It was really like when I think about it, how much of a shocker it was. I see this. This movie was one of those movies that when stuff happens, because I guess for me, because I didn't know anything about it, but for you, if you know going in what this is about, maybe it's not such a surprise to you. For me, it was like I didn't even see it coming. It was like this. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is going on here? You know what I'm saying? This movie, it wasn't the typical horror that you would think. It had its blood, it had its gore, it had, I wouldn't say it had its jump scares. It was comedic. I laughed a couple of times. I would say a comedic horror, and I feel like those exist. All in all, the music wasn't something that played a role. I don't think that the cinematography played a role. It had John Leguizamo in it to name another just well-known name, and Ralph Fiennes, also who is in it. I don't know what other films he's been in, but I know that he is a big name that has been in it. He was kind of the co-star playing the chef. And this movie just really hit home to me as being unexpected. I think that's why I kind of enjoy it. I wouldn't say that it was this spectacular horror. Out of all the movies that I reviewed here on Film Addict, this is not up to the caliber of great horrors. And I don't know if it's the element of comedy that was inside of this movie that made me just say, that's kind of funny, ha ha, ho ho. No, I think that this movie was enjoyable because everyone likes humor, and so laughing along the way of something that's meant to be serious and have a horror tone, and it was eerie. I think that the employees that worked here at the restaurant were definitely something that added character to the horror element. The acting in that case was good. These weren't big names for some of the people. The person that played like the head assistant or whatever this person was to the chef, this chick played her role really well. I don't necessarily like the chick of that, and I don't know her name. She wasn't supposed to be on the island, but she was there, and she ended up having a huge role towards the end and everything. I don't know if I necessarily liked her, if I thought she was best for the role, but she, it's not like she did a terrible job. I just personally didn't like her. We're not talking about my personal opinions. Let's talk about what really is. If I had to place a rating on this movie, I'm definitely not going to go with A rating. B rating means it's freaking pretty good, like it's worth watching, and it is worth watching. C is average, so I'm going to give it the highest C I possibly can give it, and I'm going to say C+. Now, some may say, hey, why didn't you go with a B-? I kind of went back and forth for a while. Is it a B-? Is it a C+? I'm going to stick with the C+, because for it to be placed in the genre of horror, okay, And for it to have this comedic element, comedic is what gave it this plus. There was no comedy as a horror, it definitely would have been lower than a C+. But as a horror, if that's its main attraction, with comedy sprinkled in there, just sprinkled in there, you know, then to me, it didn't do its justice for the genre that it was in. It was definitely something that was entertaining. It was average. It was something I would tell people, hey, you should check it out and see what you think. But is it good enough to put inside that A or B round? I don't really think so. That's just me, you know. Tell me what you think. If you've seen it, if you intend to see it, after you see it, put it inside the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this movie. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. So please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell, do all that jazz, type it up on the keyboard, send up a little bit of smoke signals, tie a little note to a piston leg, send it on its way. Let me know what you guys think about this episode, what you guys think about this movie, and as always, we will see you guys next time on another exciting episode of Film It.